take two. See if it works this time. Doing this in the car, as always. This time leaving work, not waiting outside of work, so that's something, I guess. Work was closed from, let's see, we closed up a week before the shelter-in-place order was given, which was, we closed on the 20th of March. Our last day open was the 19th. And then we opened back up on the 8th of May. We were supposed to open on the 1st, but we didn't have enough supplies and cleaning and everything, so we opened up a week late, which is fine by me, honestly. And work has been interesting every week, except for this week. So far, I'd knock on wood, but there's nothing around. So far, there hasn't been anything this week, but it seems like every week there's a whole new list of things we have to do to be up to the new standards, which is fine. You know, we need the rules, and that's what keeps us healthy, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I don't want to scrub down all the chairs again. It's like the 3rd time today. How dare I work at work? What's wrong with you? But it is good to be back at work. It's good to have that little bit of socialization, even if it's just, you know, me and Tiffany talking shit in the back room. It's nice to get out of the house and interact with people. And I knew that I had been home for too long when I was starting to get depressed. Despite, I was on my meds, taking them like I'm supposed to, still am, as long as I can afford it. But yeah, I was on my meds, and the only thing I could think of that was different was that I was at home and not working. And, you know, that kind of proved to me, like, hey, as much as you don't like working, you need to work. Just for your mental health. Your mental health. Jesus fuck. Mental health. Thank you. English number 1. I suck at English and it's my only language. Jesus. Anyway. And so, yeah, the 52, 53 days, I kept track, it was 50 something, whatever this is. Whatever the amount of time was that we were closed, I planned on spending, you know, catching up on projects and doing this and that. And I did actually put up 2 videos for the hidden object games like I talked about. One is the puzzles and the other is the story for the first of the Ravenhurst games in the Mystery Case Files series. I have everything recorded for Madame Fate, which is the next one in that same series. I just need to edit it down, and I haven't gotten around to it. I just don't have the motivation. So, that's been interesting, if nothing else. I've been playing those like a madman. Like, I'm partially addicted to it. But yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I can catch up on my writing. I'll have X amount of time to do this uninterrupted. I didn't write down a single fucking word. And at this point, I'm not going to say I've given up on the writing, but it's definitely taken, like, a back seat. It's not in the back seat, it's in the trunk right now. Just there's too much going on in my head, and I can't keep any ideas straight. And I went back, actually, and reread everything I've written so far. And there's a lot of stuff that, to put it simply, seemed like a good idea at the time. But when you look back on it, you're like, oh, maybe not. Yeah, so I have to decide if I'm going to keep that or rework it or just start from scratch again. I don't know, but it's more effort than I'm willing to put into something right now, unfortunately. Shane didn't miss any work. He's considered essential because he works on the things that keep the power grids running, so yeah, I'd say that's essential. He was complaining, he's like, man, I can't believe I gotta go to work, I'm essential. I'm like, dude, don't complain, we're still making money. I went 53 days without a single cent in my account. So, yeah. It's good to be back at work. It's good to be making money. I'm tired all the time, though. I think that's just like a general depression thing. It could also be my hormones. My hormones have been acting up. Maybe TMI, but fuck it. Y'all know me well enough by now anyway. Not last week, but the week before, Thursday at work, I was in excruciating pain, and I was sweating, and I was dizzy, and I felt like complete shit, but that happens sometimes. I'm like, okay, you know, maybe this is just like another random punch in my gut, which is basically what it feels like. And I was like, okay, I'll just push through it, I'll push through it. They let me out, and I got into my car, and the world did this. Like, it flipped upside down for a second. That's what it felt like in my head. And so I was like, oh, fuck, I guess I should go somewhere and see someone. And so I figured, okay, I'll go to the emergency care place. Not the emergency room, but like an urgent care. I'll go to the one in Rincon. I get there, they're closed. Fuck, they closed 5 minutes before I got there. Okay, I'll go to the one in Pooler, which is open pretty much from 5 in the morning until 3 in the morning. No, they take insurance. They don't take insurance. And for me to get what I needed done, I suspected it was another burst ovarian cyst because I've had those a few times before, but only once was it bad enough that I went to the emergency room for it. That's when I was 19. And I was pretty sure that's what it was this time because the pain is very specific and you don't forget that kind of pain. And that's exactly what it felt like. So I went to this place and they're like, well, we would need to give you an ultrasound and that's going to be $300. And I'm like, I don't have that. I appreciate y'all being honest with me. And she goes, okay, honey, just go to the emergency room. I'm like, fuck, okay. Go to the ER. I do all this stuff. They do the ultrasound. I'm sitting there, you know, on my back, knees in the air, cooter wide open for like 20 minutes, and they're just kind of looking, you know, it's like they can't really see anything, but then they kind of can, and it's just like, fuck me, can we just get this over with, please? I'm in so much pain. And so they found a benign something on the left ovary, and then fluid on the right, which could be indicative of a cyst that burst, which I believe it is. And so they gave me some painkillers and sent me on my way. I had the next day off of work, which was a Friday, and I slept the entire day Friday. I was stoned out of my mind off those painkillers. And then Saturday, I wound up staying home an extra day because I was unable to function, basically, without being on these painkillers. And I'm like, I'm gonna be stoned, I probably shouldn't be, you know, poking people with sharp things. And thankfully, my boss was very understanding, so that's good. So that's one of the medical things I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with gut stuff. Finally have an appointment for that coming up soon. I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, can we just cut off everything below the waist? Because none of that shit down there works. My guts don't work. None of my female stuff works. I got a bum ankle, which is acting up today for some reason, probably because it's gonna rain. I feel like an old person. Or it's gonna rain. My ankle hurts. Shit. But, ugh. And so, yeah. On top of all of that medical shit, I've been dealing with the mental shit in regards to what happened to me in March. And I'm at the point now where I can't decide if, well, I know that I'm angry, but I can't decide if I'm angry at myself or just in general. And really, I'm not gonna run that way. I'm just pissed off that this happened to me, not that I let it happen, but that I put myself in a situation where I knew I wasn't going to be comfortable anyway. It's not my fault. I know damn sure it ain't my fault. There's only one person at fault here, and I am not speaking to him ever again. Anyway, so I finally called up the referral line to my doctor's office, and I left a message because no one answers the fucking phone, and I'm like, yo, I need to see a counselor for this shit, like 2 months ago. And they haven't called me back. Of course, those weren't my exact words, but that's like the point I was getting across. And they haven't called me back, so I need to call them tomorrow, which is a Friday. I'll be able to call them during lunch. But anyway, I'm done with the random panic attacks. I'm done with, you know, feeling his fucking hands on me and the nightmares and just feeling dirty and I'm fucking done. I'm at a point now where when I'm having a panic attack, I'm terrified, but as soon as it's over or about halfway through, I just get pissed off. I had an episode last night about it, and after I called Shane and he kind of calmed me down, I was angry. So angry. Like, I wanted to go outside and break something. So, I didn't, you know, I wound up doing some resin stuff, which calmed me down some, but still, just, so done with this shit. Anyway, so that's been my life personally. Dad got a new job. He is working in Orlando now with a new contracting position. Mom and Grandmom, of course, moved down with him. They're not in KC anymore, which is a shame because I loved that house. It was a gorgeous house. But my sister and her boyfriend Jonathan are still there. Not in the house, they have their own apartment, but they're still in Columbia, Columbia. So I'll be able to go up and visit and we can still do, you know, most of the same things. And as far as I know, that's really it. I'm not going to comment on anything that's going on because that's not why y'all are here. In fact, that's why I quit Facebook. I still post, but I don't read Facebook anymore. Like, nah, fuck it. Too much negative shit. I got enough cuckoo going on up here that I don't need anybody else's. Maybe that makes me privileged. I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But I'm kind of manic because I haven't eaten like very much today, and I'm getting off work and I'm heading home. So, but anyway, Jesus, this is getting to be a lot longer than I expected it to be. So I don't really have any plans for June. I'm going to continue working. I'm actually going to cover a day for Tiffany so she can go and spend a day in Orlando with her family. And I'm just going to, you know, see what happens. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm going to see what happens and see if we wind up getting locked down again, which, you know, which would suck, but it would also be nice to have a little bit of time off again. I don't know. I'm not sure how I felt about the quarantine, because it was nice to be home. It was nice to see Shane every night. In fact, I realized while staying at home all that time that I actually really like cooking, and I like cooking for him. I just don't have the energy when I'm working. And so, you know, it was kind of fun to, you know, play the housewife for a little bit. But after a while, it was just like, no, I need to get the fuck out of this house. But anyway, so we're waiting to see if that's going to happen again. And that's really it, as far as I can think. It's coming up on a year since I quit my job at the place downtown, which is a whole rant that y'all have heard before. So, you know. It just, things have been crazy, but also very bleh, you know? It's like that for everyone on the planet right now. It's like everything is nuts, but at the same time, it's just all kind of samey, you know? Okay, so I forgot a couple of things. My mom, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend all just spent about a day or two with us earlier this week. While Mom's on her way down to Orlando, Dad and Grandma are already down there. It was good to see everyone. We watched the first 5 episodes of My Lights Are Off, jackass. Sorry. Anyway, we watched the first 5 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I could tell Shane didn't care for it at all, and it's not bad, but it's not really my thing. It's weird. Maybe if I watched more of it, I don't know. But now I get like where the memes come from. Like, it was me, Dio. I get where that comes from now. Aside from that, I've also been doing a lot of fish. Well, no, not like that. I recently found plaster at the craft store instead of resin, and at some point during the quarantine, I had bought a fish mold to replace my small one that had a crack in it. But because I'm a genius, I misread inches as centimeters and bought one that was 4 times bigger than the one I needed. But I still wanted to use it, and I did the math, and I'm like, okay, to fill this thing with resin would not only be expensive and time consuming, but most importantly, it's gonna cost $50. So fuck that. And so I just happened to stumble upon some plaster the other day, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll give this a shot. And it's cheaper, it's faster, it's... The brand isn't fully plaster, but it's not quite concrete. It's like between the two. Anyway, I'll put up some pictures of the little fish I've been working on. And again, aside from that, that's been it. I don't know. I'm talking too much now. I don't even know if anyone's still watching at this point. If you are, God bless you. And I am gonna focus on the road now like I should be, because what I'm doing right now is technically illegal. Do as I say, not as I do. Wear your seatbelt. Peace out.